Professor Mahbubani, on the topic of China, uh, you know it well, and you also written quite extensively on how countries in ASEAN and indeed across the global South broadly do not want to take sides in this US-China strategic competition question. How can they persuade the two great powers to constrain their competition? What tools do they have in their possession to make that case, to have that case be heard in both Washington and Beijing?
Well, I was a student of philosophy, and I actually believe in the power of reasoning and the power of logic. So I would, for example, tell the United States that it is not in the United States' interests to divide the world into democracies and autocracies, because it's such a simplistic black and white division of the world, which is multicolored and so different. And the United States must realize that the rest of the world has become very intelligent. If you say you're against China because it is an autocracy, and who do you choose as an ally against China as an autocracy? You choose Vietnam. Vietnam is also an autocracy. So, you think we are so stupid? We can't see this? So I think I would say my first argument to Washington, D.C. is don't underestimate the intelligence of the rest of the world. I mean, frankly, American universities have educated us very well on the laws of reasoning, and we apply them to what the United States does. And to China, I would say that, frankly, China can win over the world, but China's got to realize that, 40 years ago in 1980, in PPP terms, China's GNP was 10% of the United States. Now it's much bigger than the United States. So China says, we are still a developing country. But all of us see this huge elephant in this room. And this huge elephant is saying, no, I'm as small as you are. It's not realistic. I think China's got to acknowledge it is now another big elephant in the room also. And big elephants have to take on bigger responsibilities. And frankly, in dealing with smaller states, to show a greater sensitivity to their interests and their concerns, So just as I call on Washington, D.C. to listen better, I call on Beijing to also listen better.
Indeed, in our own writings at the Quincy Institute, we look at China as a great power, and it's sort of moved beyond the idea of just a developing country today. It's just the size and its heft is at a different scale.